Now, people are probably going to watch this after, so I should probably start talking. G'day everyone, I am Tony and I am the principal owner here at Liana James Hair and Beauty, along with my family, Lucy, my lovely wife Catherine, and my brother Arthur. I'm doing live videos over the next few days, which is really exciting. We're talking all different things. So we're talking washing hair, which is today's episode. I'm going to take you through how to wash hair properly. We're going to be talking about myths and how we should be dismissing some of them because they're just not true. We'll be talking about how to curl hair. We'll talk about how to, at home by yourself rather than us doing it for you, tricks of the trade. We will look at our all different range as well. In case you haven't been through our salon before, we use De Lorenzo and Behave as our two sort of brands that we love. We'll talk a little bit about how all the different products can benefit you and what might be best for you. We also want this to be interactive, so we need people asking questions, and I'll obviously get around to asking questions when I get that opportunity. So, without any further ado, please write them in there. You can be a joke if you like, you can make it funny, you can make it a serious question, whatever it is, I will try, and I'm going to wave at everyone so far. I will go through and answer those questions as they come up. So, washing hair. You would think that most people get it right. And I don't know that I have the stats on whether the most do or do not get it right. But I do see a lot of people that just don't get it right whatsoever. They don't understand certain things that work. They don't also understand how the shampoos, conditioners are going to be good for them. So, what are a few of the key areas? I've got my dolly here behind me because I'm going to get up and show you all the key areas on the head very shortly, and we'll go through why the different areas need to be washed and washed properly. I'll also talk to you a little bit about conditioner. A lot of people are scared of conditioner, especially if they have oily hair, but I'll go through a little bit of how it needs to be used correctly. I'll talk to you about a few key things like protein, which is what hair is made of predominantly. Oil balance, for example, coating your hair and making sure the oils on the outside of your hair shaft are there and looked after. And equilibrium, which is all about moisture and putting more moisture into your hair. So, I've also got some shampoo conditioner here just to show you as an example. G'day Catherine, g'day Andy, and g'day Anita, or should I say the Hughes family. Thank you for joining. I hope you're having fun. So, now, I'll bring Dolly over a little bit, and she says hello. Very important parts that you need to look at when washing is the hairline. So the hairline is not just the hairline that you see every single day. It's the hairline that goes all the way around the ears, and then around the base of your head and all through here. Very important area of the head and scalp that you need to wash. And if you've got kids, make sure that they focus on these areas. Okay? Second, and another very important part of it that you need to look at and wash is your crown area. Through this part of the head, and I'm going to turn it around a little bit. So through this part of the head is pretty much where the majority of your hair is. It's actually quite difficult to get all the way through. So it's very important that you're moving the hair around like I'm doing right now and getting the shampoo or conditioner, whatever you're using at that particular point in time, and wash it and get in there and make sure it's nice and clean. Now, a lot of people at home might find that they actually use too much shampoo versus conditioner. This is a very common problem. Now, I'll tell you why this tends to happen. So, more often than not, we go in with that first shampoo before we've really drenched the hair, so putting a lot of water on the hair, and before we've actually given it a good scrub. My advice to people always is give the first wash with just water. Literally underneath the actual spout itself. Just get the water running at 100 miles an hour and give yourself a good wash, right? It feels weird to start, but you'll see that your first wash might actually lather up. If you need the second one, do the second one. I don't know how often you wash your hair, so it will depend differently on different things, but I suggest that you give yourself a water wash at the start. So once you do that, conditioner. So we've got here a Di Lorenzo Prescriptive Solutions Moisture Balance, shampoo, moisture balance, conditioner. So conditioner in this instance probably wouldn't be encouraging putting it onto your scalp. There is one situation where you would. If you're getting really oily, you need to get a conditioner that actually helps with the oil production in your scalp. So what tends to happen is there's a little gland that sits underneath where your hair follicle comes out of your head, and then that gland can be overactive, and by not putting the right conditioner onto your scalp, you can actually leave the pore slightly open. So what you find is your hair on the ends feel really dry, but you're oily as hell on your head. So if you want to prevent that from happening, get the right right conditioner to be used on your scalp. That's right, conditioner on scalp. Okay? If you need some advice, come and see us here at Liana James, and we'll give you some advice on what's best to use. Another little, I suppose, interesting part about hair washing that not a lot of people appreciate is the time that you need to wash it. A lot of people think that you wash every single day. And look, if some people really want to do that for whatever reason, go for it. But there's a few key reasons why I would encourage it. If you have colour on your hair, washing it every single day will leave your hair less bright as what it started with. So think of it as a cup full with water, right? Every single time you wash it, you tip out a little bit of water, and a little bit of water, and a little bit of water, and a little bit of water. So over time, that colour that's sitting in that hair shaft becomes less and less and less. My suggestion, more often than not, is that you try to wash your hair between once and twice a week. Okay? Now, those that go to the gym and get really sweaty probably think, what the hell is this guy talking about? Look, if that's the case and you really want to give it a scrub in some way, shape or form, use water to start with. Just give it a nice little scrub, and then just use conditioner, straight out conditioner, if you're worried about smells and all that sort of stuff. I've recommended that to a lot of people, and a lot of people have taken it on board, and it's worked for them. They've saved themselves on always buying that second bottle of shampoo and evening out their shampoo and conditioner use. That would be my suggestion to you. Again, if you need some more advice on that, please ask me. Now, if anyone's got any questions about this or want to try to stump me in any which way or form, then please ask the question. I'm more than happy to answer it. Now, why is it important? Now, there's important parts of your hair shaft. I can't show a hair shaft here. I suppose I could show one here. There's important parts of your hair shaft. The outside layer of the hair shaft is what we call a cuticle. Now, that cuticle provides a very important function, especially for us in the hairdressing industry when it comes to high fashion and doing some really cool stuff with people's hair. For starters, without a cuticle layer, your hair just falls apart. It literally holds the hair in place. Okay, all the internal parts of a hair are literally held together by the cuticle. Some would say that it's probably the most important part of the hair to look after. It's not the only part, and you should not ignore the internals of a hair shaft, but you should definitely look after that cuticle layer. The cuticle layer is where your hair color sits, so your pigmentation. It is also the layer of which will ultimately make your hair feel great or not feel great. It is a critical, important part. Two things that I would recommend highly for that part of the hair. Number one is moisturizer. Number two is oils. Oils are critical, whether you do it as a pre-shampoo oiling or whether you do it as after you shampoo and style your hair. I'm going to answer some of these questions because I just feel like I've been talking to a box for a little while now. So the question was, what's the difference between a hair mask and hair conditioner? It's probably the intensity of the product itself. So you wouldn't be doing a mask on a daily basis. I mean, one, it's a waste of product, to be honest with you. And two, it is just too much for what a hair needs to really use, per se. Masks are usually used as that intensifier. More often than not, I don't know, I can't speak for every single mask that's out in the market, but there's a lot of masks that are out there that ultimately are there to just smash as much moisture into the hair. Once you get to your max amount of moisture, there's no more moisture that you can put into it. Okay? It's max. It's like filling up a glass. Once it gets to the top, it gets to the top. So one is for every day, opening and shutting that cuticle, making sure that your pores are shut, making sure that from a conditioner perspective now, making sure that cuticle is shut and that pore is shut. On the other hand, your mask is you'll close that cuticle and do all those critical functions, but you'll also probably add definitely moisture. Potentially there might be some proteins or something like that that also go into it. So they are different ultimately in your question. Would I recommend dry shampoo? Definitely for those people that want to get away with not shampooing so much. So I think dry shampoo is a critical tool if you're trying to protect your investment. So if you spend money on colouring your hair, okay, I'd suggest that a dry shampoo is a good option rather than shampooing. Okay, don't overdo it though. It's like anything, you know, I don't mind having a sugar in my coffee, but don't go having 15 sugars in a coffee. It's not going to be good for you. So it's in moderation. So if you're washing your hair 3 times a week and you want to get to once a week or twice a week, dry shampoo is a perfect option to use in between to make it, you know, disappear and go away. If you watch our episode on treatments and essential treatments, you'll see how our dry shampoo works, which is rice starch base, and it is, you'll see, I'll literally do it live where I spray my hand with oil balance and then spray it on top and the oil just disappears. Amazing. And it's not like talc based, so it doesn't leave any white residue behind, so you have to sort of smudge it into the hair after the fact. Split ends, breakage are 2 things that I want to cover. So more often than not, the integrity of the hair is what's going to cause it to split or it to break. So once the integrity starts depleting, once it either is not enough moisture or you really haven't added the essential oils to the hair, that's where you're going to have some issues. Obviously there's other things, you know, overheating with heated appliances, just treating your hair poorly, all those sorts of things. So very important that you use the right type of shampoo, conditioner or essential treatments in your hair to make sure that this doesn't occur. But it is, if your hair's in bad condition, these people that sort of promote that they will give you some miracle treatment doesn't really occur. Once it's gone to that real desperate stage, it's really difficult to get back. What I would say though is that as it's on its process to get there, if you interrupt that process by using the right stuff, you will potentially save that hair and be able to do many more things with it. But enough about shampoo and conditioner. I mean, I'm more than happy to provide more questions and answers. I could probably speak about it all day. So please give me one last thing. Actually, it's nothing to do with shampoo or conditioner, but one thing that's very important for your hair, in my view, is combing it. Oil problems on the scalp tend to be from people that don't brush their hair that often. Now, there's a few critical things. Don't rip at your hair. It's not good for your hair. It's not doing the job that you're looking for. You have to be nice and get the hair to actually comb all the way through. If you need to get something like a tangle teaser, Catherine Patsias, she's worked in that space before. Get a tangle teaser. It's more gentle on the hair. It won't rip through it. I'll give you an example in a second. But it is important to get those natural oils to move to the ends. Now, whilst I love all these products by Di Lorenzo, our body produces it itself. You can actually get it through from where it's produced and get it through the rest of your hair as well. But, you know, busy lives, doing all our different things, we have all these supplements that you can go for it. Now, I'm just going to run and get my tangle teaser because I didn't have it prepared, and I'll show you what I mean. So tangle teaser, it has these little sort of, it has very, very, I don't know, movable little bristles. So what it tries to, and it has different lengths. I don't know if you can see that, but there's taller ones here on the top, and then if you go into the actual brush itself, there's shorter ones as well. And what it does is it just takes little bit by little bit the hair and combs it all the way through. It doesn't pull the hair anywhere near as much as a traditional comb. If you're finding that you start combing here and it gets stuck, stop doing that. I've seen so many people do this, it's ridiculous. Start from the bottom and then work your way up the hair so you get all the knots out. If you start brushing at the top, and it's knotty already, all you're doing is pulling those knots into more of a knot. It doesn't do anything. So start from the bottom and work your way up the hair shaft. Make sure you're moving those oils through the rest of the hair. Your hair will love it, quite frankly. But that's it about shampooing and all that sort of stuff. Tonight, I'm going to have a segment, and it's quite interesting because yesterday I had all blokes watching this show, so I probably should have done this segment with men. But anyway, because what I was going to do is the 12 worst haircuts and have a look at some of these hairstyles. We do this every episode. We go through and look at some hairstyles. But considering my audience, I actually might skip over to... we'll keep it with the 12 hottest. So look at this douche. I don't know what he was thinking. Massive fail from me. Tell us what you think. I want to see what you're thinking about all these different people's, these different hairstyles and the people that have chosen to do it. Keep it clean, we don't have to be nasty, but I do want to hear your views on it. So, let's go to this next one. Russell Brand. Look, I'm a fan of Russell Brand personally. Like, I actually think he's pretty cool, and I don't mind his hairstyle. Very natural. Probably doesn't use shampoo or conditioner. I'm a fan. A few love hearts there. Yes, believe it or not, that little shave on the side and that sort of mullet look is in. I mean, I could probably... Thanks, Andy. I can see that you weren't a big fan there. I'm probably just jealous because I can't actually grow hair like this guy. But I'm not sure that this is, if I could grow hair, what I would be going for, personally. But anyway, that's what they've gone for. The traditional mullet. I think this is Billy Ray. It is. Billy Ray Cyrus, Don't Break My Heart. Oh, hating the mullet. Thank you, Catherine. I can understand that. This is what you call a proper mullet. It's filthy, is one way of putting it. The carrot top. Pretty much self-describing, isn't it? Not a massive fan. Looks like he's in Queensland. It's probably fitting for that location, it has to be said. The glasses, if Catherine, my wife's watching, she'll know that I just bought something similar for my bike riding. Billy Ray, no, I agree. This guy is just a moron, I have to say. Not a fan of his haircut, but I'll tell you one thing about him. He does do it for his own persona and outcome. So, he wants to be that jolly old English fella that somehow made it to the Prime Ministership, but went to a private school, etc., etc. So, not a fan of the Boris Johnson at all. Don't know what this... Justin Timberlake, blonde curls. I mean, look, ladies, I'm guessing what you're going to say is massive fan of Justin Timberlake. Not so sure after you see this image and you see all these 2-minute noodles in the background. I don't know. Personally, curly hair, I've said it in my other episodes, I'm a fan of curly hair. So he's pulled it off and made it look good. Not a fan of colouring it blonde the way he has. Not a fan one little bit. Johnny Depp's pirate dreadlocks. Fan or not a fan, people? The noodle, yes. That was in our image earlier. What can I say about a dready? Go for it. If you can pull it off, pull it off. Would I do it? I can't do it. Who cares if I could do it? If I wanted to do it. Rod Stewart's massive hair. It's that wispy, massive, makes my head look tiny hair. If you look at my Facebook page, you'll probably find that I do have it. Loving the dreads, Andy. I appreciate it. There's a certain respect for people that can get a good dread, I have to say. And there's a whole bunch of advertising. What the fish is going on here? Honestly. The fading is a brilliant job, I have to admit. What's happening here? I got no comments. What's happening here in that background? I got no comment again. Just not a fan. So, I want to hear what you guys have to say. I don't even know who this bloke is. Keith Richards here. He needs to see someone about his skin, first and foremost. But, yeah, why not? Messy, don't care about my hair, wear a bandana, etc., etc. Good on him. Not a fan personally, but happy to hear everyone else's opinion. And we're back to this bloke. Skipping along. This is actually a thing. I could actually do it. How cool would that be? I don't know what Catherine is thinking at home, but apparently this is a thing. I couldn't do the ones at the front here, but I can definitely do all the ones at the side. That would be a very interesting outcome. He doesn't look happy though. I wonder what he's been up to on the weekend. Anywho, I hope you had a lot of fun there. I think crazy hairstyles are more entertaining than the actual normal ones, so I think I might be going back to them. I agree, Andy. Not cool at all. Tomorrow we'll be back. I'll be doing another segment. Remember, 11:59 tonight. If you haven't tagged 3 friends on our post, and if you need to see our post, I'll show it to you. That's the best thing about being right next to a computer. This is the post that I'm talking about. There we go. Profile. This post right here. Take 3 friends and get them to take 3 friends all the way through to 11:59 tonight when lockdown ends. Woohoo, by the way, lockdown's ending. Can't wait tomorrow to be servicing everybody. For those that I haven't called today that might be listening now, give us a call tomorrow. See if you can get yourself in or send us a text. Our number's 9571 6622, or you can SMS us. This is probably backwards because the camera's backwards, so I'll read it out. 0499 006 331. Have fun, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.